It was the most intense analog mixing process of the record too. All the other songs were mixed in a full pass by 1 or 2 people. But the title track had just too many changes to pull that off. We had 16 tracks of tape, and at any given moment, track 12 or whatever could easily go between Moog effects, and then it's a guitar, and then it's a vocal, and then it's a sound effect again, then it's a guitar again. There was a whole lot of that going on, a lot of shared track
We had to share
estate.
the track real estate because we had so much going on.
Yeah, I had read Ken Scott's book, Abbey Road to Ziggy Stardust. Ken was the producer and/or engineer on albums by the Beatles, David Bowie, Supertramp, etc. And he wrote about how he used to mix songs in sections. Using that method, I would print, say, 1 verse and chorus at a time onto the stereo tape. That allowed me to focus on the mix moves for that one section until it was right. Then I could change the settings on the mixing board and do the next section. And if I had to remix something, it generally wouldn't affect the rest of the song, just that one section. Then later, I got out the razor blade and edited the sections together. And how I'm keeping track of how that's all going to actually sound when it's assembled is I'm using the computer. It's nowhere in the signal chain whatsoever. We're still entirely analog here, but I'm actually monitoring through the digital system only because it gives me the chance to actually do the splices in the virtual world. There's not going to be any surprises, basically, when I go to cut all of the different bits together.
Distractions don't need no reasons, don't ask no question. Time takes by, castles crumble to the sand.
It really is a cohesive unit, which was one of the big challenges when we were first writing it. In the same way, the mixing, in an interesting kind of twist, kind of reflects that. Because you're telling me you got all these physical different pieces of tape. When you listen to it, you'd be none the wiser.
I was in the studio for about 2 weeks solid working on that mix, so my ears were a little fried. The last part of the song that I actually mixed was that bridge section with the guitar, just sort of on its own over the piano. I'm gonna print this, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, I'm gonna make any changes. I remember sending it to all you guys, and you got back to me, I think, first, and you were like, I totally choked up and I'm a little teary-eyed right now. This is great. If it did that to you just on what I sent you that night, then we're done.
Visions of fire over the wire, all I could see is my youth.
It's gotta be scary to take a blade to the tape.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
There are actually 10 edits, or 10 rather separate sections that were joined together. I got to have that experience too, which was something that I wasn't really, I guess, expecting. I could have gone and done all these different songs so differently if I had known that I was capable of doing that. This cut, this one right here, is historic, and I hope I don't f it up. Man, to finish that was very triumphant. It's kind of funny, that song only ever really existed in that studio, and it sort of is the swan song of Sound Over Sound. It's just really funny how that worked out.
It was really awesome being part of this because I got to do something that I love to do that I never do. I like listening to the song. The way that I like listening to other professional songs that you would hear on the radio. That natural feel, that imperfect perfection kind of echoes that live theater element that is often missing from a lot of performances these days.
It blows me away, the types of people that love this song. Like my mother loves this song. And then at the same time, my stepdaughter, who's, Alexis is 7, 8, loves this song. My daughter loved it. And then is it because I'm on it? Because I'm singing? No, I like this. They like the words. It's such an never say die, don't give up, type of song, and they love it. I love the message of it and everything.
It's easy to write a rally song and we're gonna rebuild this thing and that sort of thing. It's easy to write like a Harry Chapin type of ballad about this guy and this guitar and blah blah blah. You know, and that would have been fine. But from the very beginning, we didn't want it to be either of those things. Yeah. As you learn, if you know John, you go big or you go home, and that's the way that was too. And it ended up being. But you know what? It's the beautiful thing about an album. That's something that I have now, and it's something beautiful.
When Joe, Anthony, and I were kids, I shouted a lot to get my ideas done. But as we've grown, I've learned to value their criticism and their own visions. And if they thought this could be a better song, then maybe they were right. And they were. It's a much stronger song because we really collaborated and compromised. It's one of my sort of proudest achievements. It's a style that I never would have expected or thought myself capable to write for, which was maybe why I was fighting it so much at first. I can put it on now and just go, did I do that?
Right?
Like, did we really do? And we did it all on tape, and we spent all that time and money to fix that guitar.
And everyone hit their cue. There's not a note out of place on it. We've done that thing where we tried to make a deliberate masterpiece, and we can look at it with pride.
The song is called The Title Track, and it's on Johnny Rock and Friends, for the record, right now. Check it out.